This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. We try and come to you daily with short business episodes, short private equity episodes. Today's discussion, the economy, a tale of two cities. And A Tale of Two Cities is obviously a famous takeoff of the Charles Dickens line, A Tale of Two Cities. But the reality of the economy is we have two very different economies that we're living in right now. And it's fascinating to watch this play out. First, if you're part of the capital class, the investment class, and you've got money in the stock market, it's ultimately going pretty well. The stock market's hitting all-time highs and just knocking it out of the park. So a lot of people's personal net worth is at an all-time high. That's one side of the equation, one side of what's going on in this market today, in this world today. The second side of this equation is what I call the Dollar Tree or Dollar General line, or the consumer confidence spot. What Dollar Tree and Dollar General are saying is that lower income consumers are really having a much harder time in this economy. And this is not to be oblique, but for many of us don't see how others live. When Dollar Tree and Dollar General have tremendous challenges in making their numbers work, and they blame it on recessionary challenges, very tight pocketbooks at the lower income, population and so forth. I tend to believe that that's actually correct and true, even though, and not to be obnoxious, I might not see it as day-to-day as others do. I see it in relatives and some others, but those in the capital class, and again, fortunate, are seeing record wealth build up with the stock market up. But you really do have a very dichotomous situation when you see, and what drove this today is there's a great piece today in Yahoo Finance about consumer confidence just saw its largest decline in 3 years. So you look at these different situations, stock market at all-time highs, interest rates coming down, which is exciting people that own stocks and own equities, because that drove the markets higher. On the flip side is you've got this other side of the equation, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and a number of others taking on the chin, as well as consumer confidence showing its biggest decline in 3 years. I don't think many people expected that. And it really is a tale of two cities. People seeing things very differently depending on where you're at. And the great key is that we all sort of look at this as to with some empathy and understanding of where other people are at, because while things may look rosy and shiny for some of us, they're much more challenging for others than we may give them credit for. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. I thought the support on consumer confidence and the discussions on lower income populations by Dollar Tree and Dollar General were really compelling and really telling as to this great mix of what we've got going on in this American economic situation. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. Always thrilled to have you visit with us here at the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast.